What if I told you that ignoring her isn't power? That going no contact is just a mask for the chaos still raging inside you? Here's the real question. Are you healing, or are you just hiding? He thought he was doing the right thing. He cut her off, deleted her number, blocked her on everything. But every night she was still there, in his head. She wasn't reaching out, but somehow she was still in control. This is the story of a man betrayed, broken, discarded like he never mattered. He gave her everything, his time, his loyalty, his heart, and she chose someone else. And when she did, something inside him snapped. But instead of begging, instead of chasing, instead of going no contact like the internet told him to, he did something far more dangerous, far more powerful. He transformed. Through Stoic philosophy and the unforgiving edge of dark psychology, he built a mind so composed, so detached, so damn unfazed, that she didn't just regret losing him. She couldn't understand who he became. This isn't about getting her back. This is about becoming a man she'll never meet again. And it all starts here. If you're tired of pretending you're okay, if you're done being haunted by someone who doesn't deserve your mind space, then this video isn't just advice. It's a war strategy. Let's begin. If you're done hiding behind silence and ready to rise through self-mastery, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I walk the path of Stoicism. You're not heartbroken. You're grieving. And what you're grieving is you. The version of you that believed in forever. The version of you that thought love alone was enough. That man, the one who begged for answers, who questioned his worth after her betrayal, he's gone. Or at least, he needs to be. This is the funeral of your old self. And grief, my friend, is the first step to power. Stoicism teaches us something brutal but liberating. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. She left. That's reality. But the pain you keep feeding, that's imagination on a loop. That version of you who keeps replaying the betrayal, obsessing over what you could have done differently. He doesn't survive the next chapter. You can't keep healing while holding a vigil for a version of yourself that was meant to die. He was weak, naive, vulnerable. And there's no shame in that, because that version of you had to exist. So this one could be born. Let the heartbreak bury the boy. Let the betrayal build the man. You don't move on by forgetting her. You move on by forgetting who you were with her. If you're ready to stop grieving the man you were and start building the man you were meant to become, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I bury my past to build my future. No contact? Nope. That's a bandage. A temporary wall you build when you're still bleeding inside. It's the illusion of control while your mind is still a battlefield. Because let's be real, if she texted you right now and your heart skipped a beat, you're not healed, you're just hiding. Stoicism doesn't teach avoidance, it teaches indifference. The kind of indifference that doesn't need silence to feel powerful. The kind that can stand in the same room as her, look her in the eye, and feel nothing. No contact is fear-based. Detachment is forged in fire. Detachment isn't about blocking her number. It's about deleting the part of you that cares if she ever dials it again. And here's where the dark psychology comes in. When someone loses the emotional access they once had, the ability to make you react, spiral, overthink, you become an anomaly in their world. And humans, we obsess over what we can't control. She expects silence. She expects you to sulk, to stay emotionally invested in the shadows. But detachment, that's the twist in the story she never saw coming. You don't just go silent, you evolve in silence. If you're done playing defense and ready to master the game through true detachment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I control what I give my energy to. She didn't just take your love, she took your focus. Every thought, every memory, every what if. She owns space in your mind, rent-free. And here's the hard truth. You handed her the keys. But now, it's time to evict her. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." That means every second you replay that relationship, every time you scroll her socials or check if she's online, you are choosing weakness. You are feeding the very fire that burned you. You want real power? Here it is. Starve the fire. Take your attention and rip it away from her like it's oxygen, because what you focus on grows. And when she no longer gets your energy, she loses her control. Not because you're angry, not because you're ignoring her, but because she becomes irrelevant. Focus isn't just mental, it's spiritual. It's how you declare to the universe, "I am the main character now." You don't get stronger by hoping she comes back. You get stronger by building a life so intense, so magnetic, that you forget to care if she ever does. If you're ready to shift your power by shifting your focus, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My focus is mine, and it's sacred. You couldn't stop her from lying. You couldn't stop her from walking away. And deep down, that helplessness is what really wrecked you. The lack of control. But here's the twist. You never had control over her. You only ever had control over you. And Stoicism? It carves that truth into stone. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." You can't control her choices, her feelings, or the fact that she betrayed you. But you can control how you respond. Most men spiral because they chase closure. They demand answers. They want justice. But a stoic man doesn't need closure. He is the closure. And that's where dark psychology sharpens the blade. When you stop reacting, when you stop posting those vague emotional quotes, when she can't find even a trace of you online, that silence isn't empty. It's domination. Your emotional control will become the ghost that haunts her. And the calmness you gain, that's your weapon. Because nothing is more intimidating than a man who can't be provoked. If you're done trying to control her and ready to master the only thing that ever mattered, yourself, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My emotions obey me. You think silence is about disappearing. Nope. Silence is about presence, just not hers. You don't vanish to make her wonder. You vanish to rediscover who you are without her noise in your head. Because here's what most men don't understand. Absence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of power. See, a man who goes quiet out of pain still radiates neediness. But a man who goes quiet out of purpose, he becomes mysterious. He becomes dangerous. He becomes the question that lingers in her mind longer than any message ever could. The Stoics knew this well. They weren't loud. They weren't desperate to be seen. They didn't post. They didn't explain. They withdrew. And in that stillness, they became undeniable. And psychologically, the mind hates an open loop. When someone disappears and shows no signs of collapse, no emotional trail to follow, the human brain spirals trying to make sense of it. That's when the tables turn. That's when she starts asking herself the questions you used to ask. You don't ghost her. You become a void she can't fill. If you're ready to turn your silence into a presence she can't ignore, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My absence speaks louder than my words. Why did she do this? Why wasn't I enough? Why him and not me? Nope. Wrong question. Every time you ask why, you're giving her the pen and letting her write your story. And that ends now. Stoicism isn't about decoding people's betrayals. It's about transcending them. Marcus Aurelius didn't waste time on why. He asked one thing. What now? What is in my control? What can I do today to honor the man I'm becoming, not the one who was broken? Asking why is emotional. Asking what now is strategic. Because here's the truth. Closure is a myth. Even if she explained everything, it wouldn't heal you. It would just give your ego a pillow to cry into. But when you flip that script and ask, what now? You shift from victim to architect. Dark psychology doesn't care about why either. It thrives on momentum. Because people who keep moving become unpredictable. And when she sees you not just surviving, but evolving without a trace of her name in your voice, that's when regret kicks in. Because you didn't wait, you built. If you're done replaying the betrayal and ready to redirect that energy into your evolution, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I ask only one question. What now? She won't chase you if she still sees your wounds. She'll pity you, maybe even feel guilty, but she won't feel pulled. Because neediness isn't attractive. Mystery is. You don't want her to remember the broken man who begged for closure. You want her to remember the man who vanished and came back unrecognizable. Stoicism teaches us this. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water. That's who you become, a presence she can no longer read. A man so emotionally untouchable, so calm, so unavailable, that she doesn't know if you healed, or if you never cared to begin with. And that's the ghost you become, not the guy hoping she'll regret it, but the man she can't reach, can't decode, can't haunt, because he already outgrew the story. You aren't waiting to be chased. You're becoming something that can't be caught. Because ghosts don't live in the past, they haunt it. If you're done bleeding in the open and ready to become the mystery that lives in her silence, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I become what she can't touch. You keep asking how to stop the pain. Nope. You don't stop it. You use it. You forge yourself through it. Because pain isn't your enemy. It's your awakening. It's the pressure that sharpens your edge, the fire that burns off who you were and reveals what you're capable of becoming. And that kind of pain, it creates presence. The kind of presence that doesn't speak, but shifts the energy in every room you enter. Stoicism doesn't teach you to run from suffering. It teaches you to stand in it, feel it, dominate it. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This isn't just a heartbreak, it's a crucible. And your silence isn't emptiness anymore. It's volume in disguise. Let everyone wonder what happened to you. Let them whisper. Because what's really happening is transformation. Pain turns soft men into legends, into leaders, into kings who sit in stillness because their presence is already louder than words. If you're done avoiding the pain and ready to weaponize it into the power that rewrites your future, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My pain builds my presence. She didn't leave you because you weren't good enough. She left you because she couldn't see who you were becoming. And maybe you couldn't either. Not yet. But now, Now you're building a version of yourself so elevated, so composed, so damn rare, that even if she came back, you wouldn't take her. That's the move. You don't grow to prove her wrong. You grow so far, so fast, that she's no longer relevant to your vision. Stoicism isn't about revenge. It's about recalibration. It's about creating a life so aligned, so calm, so deeply rooted in purpose that nothing outside of you, especially not a woman, can shake your core. And here's the dark psychology twist. People crave what reflects the best version of themselves. So when she sees you become the man she always claimed she wanted, but now can't access, that ache doesn't go away. It grows. It multiplies. Because regret is always louder when it's too late. You didn't lose her. You outgrew the version of yourself that settled for her. If you're done building for validation and ready to evolve so powerfully that you never look back, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I become the man she never deserved. Here it is, the final transformation. Not a man who's healed, not a man who's waiting, but a man who needs nothing. No closure, no apology, not even revenge. Because when a man truly embraces stoicism, when he stops chasing, stops proving, stops reacting, he doesn't just rise. He becomes untouchable. This is where desire dies. Not because you don't feel, but because your values evolved past the point of dependency. You no longer crave attention. You command respect. You no longer seek love to feel whole, because you finally realize you were always complete. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." And there's no freedom like the kind that comes from no longer needing anything from the person who broke you. The pain, it was the lesson. The silence, it was the forge. And now, you're not her ex. You're not her regret. You're not even in her story anymore. You're something far beyond that. You are the man who walked through fire and came out so centered, so composed, so emotionally sovereign, that the only thing you pursue now is peace. If you're done seeking from the world and ready to master the most dangerous form of power, a man who needs nothing, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am complete. I need nothing. This was a ritual of rebirth, a roadmap out of the ashes and into your final form. You didn't lose a woman. You lost an illusion. And what you gained is unshakable. You now understand. No contact isn't enough. Silence isn't enough. Even moving on isn't enough. You needed to become a man who walks through betrayal with his eyes open, his mind clear, and his soul untouched. A man who doesn't flinch, who doesn't beg, who doesn't need. You became the ghost she can't forget, the fire she can't rekindle, and the man she'll never be able to reach again. Not because you're gone, but because you've ascended. This is the path of stoicism, of resilience, of detachment as a weapon. And if you felt this in your chest, if it woke something up in you, you already know what to do. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, I walk the path of stoicism, because this is only the beginning.